Hi, this is Dennis Gage. Thanks for tuning in to My Classic Car, home of the certified car nut. As you can see, this is not your typical car show location, but avast ye land lovers, this is the 5th annual Wooden Keels and Classic Wheels show at the Lakewood Yacht Club in Seabrook, Texas. Visitors can expect a world-class show with some of the finest examples of design, engineering, and style from the golden eras of both cars and boats. Joining me now is Bob Fuller, chairman of the event. Bob, wow, what a place.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And welcome.
Oh, it's great to be here. Now, this is your 5th year, right?
It's 5th year, yes.
Is it growing every year?
It's grown very nicely. The first year we had 100 cars and about 45 boats, and last year we had about 197 cars on the ground, and we got 245 cars on the ground today.
Wow. And
about 56 boats.
Well, and this is about all you can handle from a tie-up standpoint,
From the boat side of it, we're pretty maxed out. 55, 56 boats is about all we can handle, really.
Now, you've got a lot of help putting this show on.
Yeah, we sure do. We have a lot of Lakewood Yacht Club members that play a very active role, about 125 people. We also, with the car clubs, have been very helpful. We've got about 100 volunteers that are non-Lakewood members and that are helping out. And Cystic Fibrosis, who is a charity we're involved with, provides a number of volunteers as well.
Well,
so
it's certainly, it's a great cause,
yes,
and it's a fabulous show. I've heard about it for 5 years, and it's everything everybody said it was. You put on a heck of a show.
Well, thank you. We're delighted to have you guys here. Very much.
Well, thanks a lot. I'm going to get around and see some of these crafts of all kinds.
All right.
What a perfect setting for this very unusual automobile gathering. The warm sea breeze blew just enough to cool the day off and gently rock the stunning collection of classic mahogany watercrafts. The 5th annual Wooden Keels and Classic Wheels event was nestled on the manicured grounds of the Lakewood Yacht Club located in Seabrook, Texas.
Steve, what a gorgeous 40 Caddy. This thing sucked me in like a magnet, man. This thing's beautiful.
Well, I built this for my wife, and her criteria was she wanted a car that could run in the traffic, could keep her cool, would stop right, turn good. So I thought we better start with the engine.
So what'd you put in it?
So we put a 472 Caddy in here to start with. It's a completely stock engine.
But it motors down the road.
It motors down the road, pushes about 400 horsepower in its current state, has a power disc brakes. Everything is under this thing that you'd possibly need to run it day to day.
Well, the paint's beautiful, the white and the bronze, but the interior just cries out. It's like, ah!
Well, we kept the interior as stock as we could. It was originally in mohair, but we wanted to do it in leather, so we kept all the buttons and the pattern inside completely through. The door panels and everything are completely stock in this car.
And I love the lines. I mean, it's a sweeping, flowing car all the way back to this trunk. And your tire cover even says, Jilly's 1940 Cadillac.
Well, Jilly is a nickname I have for her. Her name's Jacqueline, and I built this car for her to say I love you, and Jilly means Jacqueline, I love you.
It's quite a present.
Well, I'll put that in the back for her, and there it is, and it's just a statement of me to her.
It says it all. Steve, beautiful car, beautiful
thank
present.
You. I appreciate you looking at this car. There are many beautiful cars at this show.
Well, this is awful nice. Good work.
Appreciate it very much.
Well, Don, this is one of the automotive holy grails, the Mercedes 300 SL. This is a 56?
56.
Absolutely gorgeous car with features that you've never seen before and in some respects never seen since. Of
Unbelievable.
Course, the gull-wing door is the big thing on it.
Yeah. Balanced, spring-loaded, easy to deal with.
Man, just shuts like that. And I saw that there's some vents in back, too.
Yes, the airflow, see, because the windows have no place to roll down, they pop out. So airflow through the car is important. And it has 2 open vents in the back and a big one in the front, so flow through keeps you cool as long as you're moving.
As long as you're moving.
And you're not in this Houston traffic.
Well, now this is a pretty original car, too. I mean,
yes, it's original colors. We freshened up the paint a week ago, and the interior leather is the same as it was from the factory. We've just dyed it with some of these new dyes to make it look a little better.
Unbelievable, with the matching luggage, too.
Yes, that's you could get that as a factory option. The top one sits in little feet into the bottom one, and then straps together. Yeah, so it doesn't slide around, of course.
It's gorgeous. Now, what powers the 300 SL?
It has a straight 6 that's laying at a 40-degree angle.
Oh, yeah, sitting in there like that.
It's fuel injected, producing 240 horsepower out of 183 cubic inches.
Back in 56.
54 is
54
when the engine came
design,
out.
Yeah.
And the big vet engines and things produce 1-to-1 these days about.
That is just unbelievable. And you actually drive this once in a while, right?
Yes.
Top speed around?
Not too often in traffic.
Yeah.
Top speed's about 155.
Got to be a joy.
Unbelievable.
Man.
It's It's paradise to drive.
I believe that. Keep it shining.
Thank you.
Thank you, Don.
Okay.
This one-of-a-kind car show also featured many rare wooden boats. Check out this 1964 Italian Riva Aqua Rama.
Well, Paul, there's a lot of beautiful boats here today, but this is the sexiest one in the harbor. This is gorgeous.
Thank you. I have to agree with you. I think it's one of the nicest ones too.
Well, it's an Italian craft, right?
Correct. It was built in Sarnico, Italy by the Riva boat manufacturing company.
And you've had it for a while. You restored this boat, right?
Yes, I did. I bought it in 1985 and completely restored it from top to bottom, stem to stern.
Stem to stern, as they would say. Boy, and you've logged some miles on it too.
Yes, we have. We've done several river trips in it. Last year we did about a 160-mile river trip on the St. Johns River in Florida.
Pretty serious instrumentation. I understand it's got some pretty serious power behind it.
It does indeed. We can take a look.
Well, let's do.
Has a pair of 283 Chris Craft Chevrolet engines.
Man, stereo.
Stereo, and the Mr. Riva, he liked the Chris Craft engines, and for many years was exclusive Chris Craft engine in all of his boats.
I bet it'll flat out fly out on the lake.
It will. It'll run about 36 mile an hour at cruise speed and about 44 at top end.
Man, well, you know, I might have to try and twist your arm to have take me out maybe.
Do anything to go for a boat ride, I'm ready.
It's beautiful. Quite a job there.
Thank you.
In April of 2000, the Corvette Museum in Bowling Green, Kentucky held the 3rd annual Birthday Bash for arguably the best vet yet, the C5.
Well, so, Bobby Joe, what do you think of the C5 Bash?
It is great. I mean, look around. Everybody's having a blast.
They are having a blast, and you know, they're coming from all over. Is this your favorite event, or you do a lot of them?
This one's one of my favorites, and also our big Millennium celebration that we're going to be doing Labor Day weekend. You were here last Labor Day, so you know how great
it is. It was way cool. Yep.
It's the one that brings everybody in. But there's always something going on here, so you've got one event or more to choose from each year.
Participating in the celebration was C5 Chief Engineer Dave Hill. A 36-year veteran of General Motors, you might say Dave was born for the C5 Chief Engineer job. Although a daunting task, he has never looked back.
I haven't looked back since I started in December '92. It's a very daunting assignment because people have such high expectations for a Corvette. The 5th generation Corvette was more new than any Corvette ever, including the original one. It enabled a lot of really exciting technologies to come together that took a great deal of time, but it also took a great deal of perseverance. And I give a lot of credit to Dave and the C5 engineers that worked in those difficult times in the late 80s and the early 90s, because now we've got a really remarkable Corvette.
The C5 has 4 times the structural rigidity of the C4, due mainly to the hydroformed frame.
The thing that's remarkable about the Corvette hydroforming is the size of the thing, because literally the entire length of the car is one hydroformed piece, and it's the largest hydroformed piece in the world, and was developed to enable the simplification and manufacturing cost effectiveness that I spoke of, but also a tremendous amount of structural efficiency, because with no seams and no welded joints and no hinge points, that one rail is able to handle a great deal of the structural loads for ride and handling, also the structural loads for crashworthiness, and deliver a very powerful structure, a very rigid structure, a very strong structure, but do so with a very simple construction. There's a tremendous synergy in the architecture of the car. The central backbone that withstands the torsional twist that is such a challenge for open car. That tunnel is enabled by moving the transmission to the rear and getting a very smooth load path between the front of the tunnel and the rear of the tunnel.
Dave maintained the heritage of previous vets by staying with a 5.7-liter pushrod V8, a decision that some power enthusiasts may consider an old approach.
The small block Chevy is reintroduced with the 3rd generation. The pushrod layout, the 2 valves per cylinder, might seem by some to be kind of a backward design, but it's actually a very successful formula because it enables the engine to be no more complicated than necessary, relatively few parts, few moving parts. That reduces the friction, increases the efficiency, the power output. You know, the Corvette has 1/3 fewer parts than its predecessor did, is an example of how people could work in a team setting to try to figure out how to do something much simpler and much better. So that kind of enables that wonderful affordability that's really special about the Corvette.
Dave's partner in the creation of the C5 was John Caffaro, Corvette chief designer. John gave credit to Dave Hill for much of the C5's breakthrough technology.
I think Dave Hill really recognized the use of different materials, new materials. For instance, the balsa floor. He gave us the tools to really give the car the right proportion and stance. You know, he completely redesigned the intake plenum so we can get the low sight lines of a mid-engine car. To get the load floor in the rear compartment, Dave developed the split fuel tank for mass production in the Corvette. A lot of people would have balked at that, but you know, Dave and his team were up to the challenge. So there were a lot of engineering enablers.
John's design team was able to produce the C5 with the lowest drag coefficient of any Corvette. This was accomplished with many grueling hours in the wind tunnel.
We spent a lot of time on the C5 in the wind tunnel and you know, lived there late nights. Not a very friendly environment, especially in the wintertime because the air is not really heated, you know, temperature controlled, so it gets kind of cold. But I think it was the first car that we had done at GM where we had two full-size models going at the same time. We had a model that mirrored our master production model that would live in the wind tunnel. Then we'd bring that model back, we'd take templates off it or scan it and put those in the production model. And we really had to think out of the box with some of the surfaces that we're getting in the wind tunnel, and we kind of took our hats and changed them to a more race car mentality as we approached the design of the C5. The plan views, the shapes around the wheel openings are all patterned after sports prototype racers. This car, I think, was really the last of the kind of done by hand. You know, I really give my chief sculptor a lot of credit, Claudio Bertolini, who's an Italian sculptor. He led the sculpting team, and he really gave the car the kind of surface attention that was required to be successful. You know, this is a car that you love to wash, you know, and he really brought that kind of hand artisan emotion to the surfaces. I used to go home with my shoes about an inch of clay on them every night, and you don't see much of that anymore. And I'm not saying that I miss it, but it was good to be part of a program that was maybe last of the romantic ways of doing business.
These current-day legends truly believe in the C5's performance and style. It's hard for them to hide their passion for the car.
This has been my lifelong dream as a kid. You know, like any kid, I dreamed of flying fighter jets or being a sports guy, you know, playing for the Yankees and things like that. But this is it. I think the Corvette design game is the ultimate game played in the design business in America and around the world.
Yeah, it's been a great ride, and it's a wonderful team, this Corvette team, and the General Motors organization that supports it. I've got a great honor of being involved in it, and we've got folks who are determined to do their very, very best.